Shalom Israel. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. Yahweh is who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and there's no God beside them. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for being faithful witnesses to the Holy Spirit, and salutations to the elect. Alright, and today's lesson is going to go into you playing with fire, expect to get burnt. Alright, now I'm on my way to the plantation, so it's almost like an in transit. Nevertheless, you know, this is on my spirit to get into this morning as I was watching various videos concerning the IUIC situation and adultery. Alright, and you know, fire is bound to break out in that place. There's many reasons we could say that, one being adultery. Alright, that's an offense punishable by death, right? And lo and behold, you know, even the apostles, you know, which the leader of that camp also came from up under our apostle, the apostle Tahar. And they were saying how, you know, it's a lot of confusion going on in the old school One West because of the women being around. Thus, you know, men going out of their wits, as the scriptures say. All right. And, you know, it's best just to, as the wisdom of our apostles and elders, they taught us to have your woman, you know, out of view, to where situations like this can be nipped in the bud. But, you know, these guys, they're set forth as an example of everything you're not to do. Right? The Most High gives you examples of good prophets and bad prophets. And remember, in the time of Elijah, right? The Lord said, listen, through the prophet Elijah, if the Lord be with me, let fire come down from heaven. All right? And, you know, and so everybody will know. But if the Lord be with you, well, if your God be with you, you know, let him take up this sacrifice. Right? And pretty much the Lord is going to do miraculous things to separate those who he's with versus those who he's not. Right? To a hell. You know, we talk about Jacob's trouble. Maybe Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you know, or take it easy on us in that time and test those guys' faith. All right, but the point of this lesson, not to get very too much off track, Salakia, you know, is that committing adultery and bring bad times to you. You know, the scenario that the brother in the camp brought out of here it is, you know, say, you know, you see a sister, she's into God, she's into reading the Bible, she ends up joining the IUIC, and she has a man that's in the world. Maybe a drug dealing nigga. Maybe just, you know, mind you, we ain't a time of vengeance. Can't forget about that. So here it is, you know, because they, you know, they pretty much compel a believing wife to leave her unbelieving husband, which that's off. That's committing adultery. Right? But according to here, it says, can a man take fire in his bosom? Proverbs 6:27. And his clothes not be burnt? Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burnt? So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her, shall not be innocent. Right? So you're playing with fire. And you're essentially going to get burnt. Salakia, 1 second. Now this is Proverbs 6:34. For jealousy is the rage of a man. Jumping down to verse 34. Salakia. Let's read through actually. Men do not despise a thief if he still to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he be bound, he shall restore sevenfold. but he shall give all the substance of his house. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. Right? Because contrary to the world we live in today, we were actually mindful of our nation. All right? You weren't just out for yourself, which is actually a curse. You know, that you should hate your brother and, you know, lie with his wife, things of that nature. You can find that in Deuteronomy 28. Right? Well, not necessarily, well, it doesn't say that, you know, you should lie with your wife. If I'm not mistaken, Salakia. But it speaks on how, you know, your eye shall be evil towards your brother. And, you know, a nigga knows to get to another, let's say a nigga knows to get to another man. One of the most disrespectful things you could do is take his female. That's why they put it in these songs. But it says, a wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. Right? So you playing with hot water, man. You know, you playing with fire. You know? And when the Most High come through and destroy, as we just read, his reproach shall not be wiped away. And we're in a time of vengeance. Now, supposedly there was a situation where a guy killed this cop's daughter because a cop had killed his son. You know, and they said he screamed an eye for an eye. But you know, that's just one of the many examples of how, you know, we're in a time of vengeance. Scripture speak on how the love of many shall wax cold. There was another one a brother sent me. Now, I personally believe it was through adultery. Pretty much, a dude was hacking at this female's head like it was a fucking you know, he was trying to crack a coconut open with a with a hammer. That's the best way I could put it. And I was asking him what's the cause, and he was pretty much telling me he's not sure, but I felt through the spirit that it was adultery. And this was a few days ago, prior to, you know, us finding about the situation in the IUIC. So, it says, for jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. Right? And when he found out, it's up. Like Jake says, it's up and it's stuck. That's pretty much how it's going to be when a man was finding out, even, you know, as Samson said, even plowing with his heifer. You know? He was sitting down with his woman, you know, and in the case of that, you know, brother seen the video, sending dick pics and all that extra, you know, wickedness. And then the leader, to top it all off, is going to make light of it and laugh on it. Right? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai got some judgment for those guys. All right, but let me grab this last precept, which, like I said, Salakia. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm in transit to the plantation. So, you know, Salakia. Got to do a quick one. So this is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 1. From whence cometh wars among you? From whence cometh wars and fightings among you? Come they not hence, even of your lusts that war in your members? Right? And that's the thing. You know, being a man especially, you know, being a man of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, being a man of the Lord, we supposed to have rulership over our lust. And you hear me saying we because, you know, a man's desire is to have a woman. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, there's something wrong when you desire another man's wife. Right? We over here at Great Millstone, a brother has a wife, that's his possession. The scriptures even say that a man getteth a wife, he getteth a possession, and help me like unto himself. And also, another thing to note is that when you're looking upon a man's wife, you're looking upon, it's like you're looking upon his nakedness. As a matter of fact, I want to say it was Reuben. I believe it was Reuben that looked upon Jacob's concubine, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see something. Yeah. It says Genesis 35:22. And it came to pass when Israel dwelt in that land that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine. And Israel heard it. Now jumping down to verse Genesis 49 verse 3. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. Unstable as waters, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defilest thou it, he went up to my couch. All right, so that was an offense that was punishable, was always punishable at that. All right, hey, just as a side note, that adultery is not cool. It never was, even before the laws were written out upon stone. It says, yeah, then defilest thou it, so he defiled his bed. All right, going upon a woman that he already dealt with. He deals with, rather. But let me grab this. We're gonna finish it out. Sirach, chapter 23. Verse 16. Two sorts of men multiply sin, and the third will bring wrath. A hot mind is as a burning fire. It will never be quenched till it be consumed. Now, a hot mind can be, a person that's always angry. And it could also be that a person that's like an adulterer. Got that very lustful mind about him. It will never be quenched till it be consumed. All right. A fornicator in the body of his flesh will never cease till he have kindled a fire. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off till he die. And that's a common saying among Jake. Ain't no bitch like another man's bitch. All this extra, wicked sayings amongst our people. It says, a man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness, the walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins. Such a man feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. He knew all things ever they were created, so also after they were perfected, he looked upon them all. This man shall be punished in the streets in the city, and when he suspecteth not, he shall be taken. All right. So, as a forewarning from the apostles and elders, you believers, you better get out of there, man, because the judgment is coming that is going to make everybody hairs. It's going to make the hairs of our head, even our head, stand. Even those that know that judgment is coming to them. But nevertheless, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I got to hit the plant. With that, shalom to the elect.